the International Day of Peace. Officially it is called, officially also another name it has got, that is the World Peace Day. Every September 21st we celebrate International Day of Peace. Actually, human inclination or tendency is more for violence and war. To create peace is very difficult. It is not that easy thing. Similarly, the number who is involving in violence also is very high. On the contrary, peacemakers are less. Considering all these things, UN General Assembly in 1981 proposed in the General Assembly to have a peace day, to celebrate a peace day. Usually, General Assembly convenes on the third Tuesday of September. And that day was considered as the International Day of Peace till 2001. In 2001, that day was coincided with September 11th, that is the Twin Tower attacking anniversary, and therefore they felt that it need not be combined. That 2001 UN General Assembly has declared 21st of September as the International Peace Day.
My dear friends, in these days in India, peace is at stake. I say this because in social media, there are any number of warring groups discussing on topics like democracy, constitutions, people's rights and freedom. But as you see, they are all debates, but not dialogue. There is no dialogue that is taking place in these. I would certainly go along with the Swiss Catholic theologian, Dr. Hans Kung, who said, there is no peace between civilizations without peace among religions. And there is no peace among religions without dialogue between religions. I would rather go a step further to say dialogue not only between religions, but between ideologies. It may be political or any other religious ideologies, etc., etc. But we need to have a kind of a dialogue between these.
The word peace came from Latin word called pax, which means to an argument to end a war. Then later Anglo-Saxons used this phrase as a fiavu sib, which means pledge of peace. Then next, before it comes to English, in old French they used as a pace. In Anglo French they used as a pace, which means both are same meaning as peace. Then according to Oxford Dictionary, the meaning of peace is an situation or a period of time. It is where there is no violence or no war, or it is a time of being quiet or release. Then it is used in academic literature by Joanna Kulheni.
When we talk about peace in the world, we usually start with all the religious feelings or religious motivations regarding peace. When we talk about Islam, the very word Islam means peace. When they wish Assalamu alaikum, its meaning peace be upon you. The same way we are able to see all the other religions. For example, Hindu religion. Even in Kiladi, they were not able to find out any religious symbol or any violent symbol, violent material or weapons, violent weapons and all. So they were peace-loving people of Tamil Nadu. The same way when we see Buddhism, Buddhism also was talking about that we have to remove all the desires. Basic cause of all the sufferings is the desire. The same way we should not disturb or we should not kill any creature, any animal. So that was the peace-loving religion, Buddhism. The same way Jainism also was talking about the loving the creatures, loving all the living beings. The same way we also see in Christianity, after resurrection, Jesus was telling, peace be with you. He was greeting, he was wishing all his disciples, all the people, peace be with you. So that was the basic fundamental motive of any religion, particularly the Christianity, is peace. At the same time, we see in the gospel, Jesus at one time was telling, I came not for peace, but for rebellion, but for war. This war is for peace. We have to struggle, we have to work hard, we have to create peace. Even when there is opposition, we have to work for peace. We have to sacrifice for peace. That was his message. That was his life message. But when we see in the world, it's entirely contradictory. We say that the UN is for peace, but all the 5 permanent members of UN, United Nations Organization, particularly America, Russia, China, England and France, they are the countries which produce more armaments, military armaments, and also they are the countries which produce more atomic bombs in the world. So they preach about peace, but they don't practice peace. In this context, that we have to work for peace. So when we celebrate the Day of Peace, we not only wish to promote peace, also we have to work for peace. Also we see in India, whether it is in international level also, internationally we see in the name of capitalism, they need one opposition party that's called communism. So always an opposition party antagonistic situation to be there. The same way, after the communism gets over in 1991, they started, there is an opposition called Islam. So all the time capitalism needs an opposite party. The same way in Indian politics also we see, in general, there are kind of religious antagonism, religious fanaticism. In general, they aggravate. That's what we could see from Gujarat to Manipur. So many innocent people die in the name of religion, in the name of fanaticism. So this current situation of this kind of animosity, we have to create a sense of tranquility, sense of peace in our heart, in our families, in our society, and in nation at large. So I wish you all a great day of peace, also to create peace wherever it is possible for us. So wish you all the best.
In this International Peace Day, I would like to speak to you a little bit about one of the great personality who has achieved the Nobel Prize Award. Mother Teresa is one of the great saints according to the Catholic religion. Mother Teresa at first was a simple person. She became a nun, and when she understands that there are many people who are poor, who are left, who find difficult to live, so she went from ministry, from missionary in different places. Like we can say the main place, the particular place she went in India. When she came to India, she found that in India there are plenty of beggars and these poor people who are left out, who are thrown out from their homes, especially the old, old people. So what did she do? She started collecting those people and started helping them. Nelson Mandela is regarded as one of the history's most enduring icons and is best recognized for his unflinching dedication to justice, equality, and freedom. He was born in a small town in South Africa on July 18, 1918. The majority of the South Africans were oppressed by racial segregation known as apartheid, which Nelson Mandela worked his whole life to fighting against. Nelson's path was not without difficulty. To stand for what he believed in, he made sacrifices, suffered hardships, and was imprisoned. Nelson never gave up the battle to create a democratic South African country. Even after serving 27 years in a prison, he fought warriorously and he achieved it. So later, he became the first black nation president in 1994, guiding the people in the direction of amity and the abolition of apartheid. Nelson's vision for harmonious and inclusive society, guiding the people to the society of equality and peaceful country. I am very much inspired by the exceptional life of Nelson Mandela. So let us keep up his advice to create a justful, harmonious, and peaceful society. Thank you.
So at the time when war and violence it happened, it is an inspiring reminder for us that we should come together to bring peace together instead of all these things. Because it is only peace is the way that we can take to bring growth and prosperity to the society. If we don't have peace, it is impossible to us to have a political strength or economic stability or cultural growth. So, as we celebrate today, the International Peace Day, let us have the individual duty of peace.
And this year, International Peace Day is to commemorate or to link with the Sustainable Developmental Goals. How peace and the Sustainable Developmental Goals are interlinked. Like for example, it is not mere calmness or lack of conflict. That alone is not the matter of a non-violent living, but is also say how comfortable living people have got, tensionless or fearless living people can have. Then affordability, economic affordability also is matter of peace. Sustainable development, 17 sustainable developmental goals covers like poverty alleviation, hunger eradication, then environmental preservation, like that themes are there. And that way, it is not merely resolving the war conflict or civil wars like, that is very important. But everybody, it covers everybody in the world, and UN expects that everybody should contribute to it, first thing. Then second thing is the warmongering nations. Especially we know that we are spending much of our amount for the sake of armament. Weapon making is very important business. And in most of the places, that is in many places, conflict is promoted by these warmongers. In such a situation, even a small step towards peace is very important.
On occasions like the International Day of Peace, people at the ground level should be alert to safeguard peace. I said alert because there are any number of peoples, groups, and events that polarize people today, so much so people start looking at one another inimically, hating people. That cannot be done. India is a country in diversity. Unity has to be preserved. The administrations at their level should ensure this kind of a safeguarding of peace at every level. As Pope Francis would say, very hopefully, there is light even at the darkest of hours. So, we shall build humanity. Thank you.